All right, thank you, thank you. So I'm sitting at lunch one day, and I had just written this book, Zebras and Cheetahs. And if you know anything about a zebra looks different than every other animal in the animal kingdom, right? A cheetah runs faster than every other animal in the animal kingdom. So I came out with this book. It's in all the bookstores and airports. And you never sold anything till you sell a book. There's 6 million books that come out, okay? And they're everywhere. So I'm sitting at lunch one day. I'm like, how do we get attention for this book? Is that the first problem everybody has in sales? Getting more attention, yes or no? Right?
Yes.
So you could be the greatest salesperson in the world. You could have the greatest product in the world. You could put mama in the best place in the world, but if mama don't know about it, she can't buy it, right? So I'm sitting around thinking, what can we do? What can we do to get attention? I'm like, why don't we do a reality TV show? Never done a reality TV show. Never been on a television show. Never produced a television show. And I'm like, if we do it, here's what I want to do. I want to take 5 people, and I want to coach them for 48 hours in very intense coaching. And I want them to, at the end, compete, okay, for who is the zebra and the cheetah. So who looks different, who can convince a panel of people that they have a unique, differentiated product or service that is different than everybody else, that is a true zebra, and who is a true cheetah, like who can out-hustle, right? And so we come up with this idea, and then I'm looking for people to be on the show, which is how I found Brandon. And Brandon was on the first episode of Zebras and Cheetahs, and so then we're looking for like think of this TV show as part Shark Tank, part Apprentice, part Amazing Race, and if I just get The Bachelor on there, man, it would have been a bigger hit, right? We didn't have a love component to it. But so all these people come in, and I'm like, first challenge, Friday night, 8 o'clock. Do you even know what makes you a zebra? Do you even know what makes you stand out? Do you even know what makes you different than everybody else? Can you articulate this, right? Well, and I'm sitting there just grilling people. And I'm looking at Brandon like, go, tell me. And I'm just like, no, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. Nobody's going to buy that. So I said, here's the challenge. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to get on the phone on a Friday night. The person who can get the most people on the phone, who can articulate to them what makes them look different than everybody else, wins the challenge. You see, right? And so it was all this pressure, all this intensity. They're on the phone. And, you know, some people would be like, oh, you're a nice person. I'm like, hey, that ain't enough, right? We need them to be more than just a nice person. So that's where the Zebra Challenge came from that you guys did this morning. Now, why is that important? Why is being a zebra in the world? I'm not talking about this book today. I'm talking about person of interest. Why is being a zebra in a world of commoditization, why is that important? When you're selling, why is that part critical? Why do you think it's critical?
Stand out.
Okay, why do we need to stand out?
So we're in the forefront of everybody's mind.
That's right. In the back of every person's mind is a little piece of real estate. They don't have room for 15 people in that little piece of real estate. They only have room for 1 or 2 people. Okay? And so if you don't differentiate and stand out, then you're just a commodity. And commodity means what? I can get you anywhere. I can get you anywhere. Okay? And if I can get you anywhere, why do I need you? When 2 opinions are the same, one of those opinions is unnecessary. Okay? And so I'm thinking about today, my mother has been an administrator at a long-term health care facility for many years. I've done all kinds of stuff in the healthcare industry. Matter of fact, about 2 years ago, I went and looked at a property in Rutherford County, and I said, I want to take this property. It was a 10-bedroom. Each bedroom had its own bathroom, and I want to turn it into a fraternity house for old people. Does that sound fun? Right? That's why I looked at the property. I want to take this 10-bedroom house that each had its own bathroom, and I went out there. I said, Mom, can you run this? Would you come in and run this if you got out of the long-term health care business? And if I purchase this property, it's about $1 million property, could I convert this to a fraternity house for older people where they have community, where they spend time with each other, where they can do their own thing, right? Does that sound like something you do? Now, the only reason I didn't take action on it because it had stairs. And I couldn't convert it, and I thought it'd be hard for them to get up and down, so I walked away from that idea, and we didn't do it, but it's something I looked at doing. And so what I'm going to talk about today is how to really sell you and your product and service at a very high level by becoming what I write about in this book that you got, this person of interest. How do you become one of these? Because here's what I want to get to the point. I want to get to the point in a sales cycle that you are not chasing business, business is chasing you. See, from an early age, I was a women's basketball coach for many years. That's why you see this big gaudy ring on my right finger. And I was a high school women's coach. at a large high school here about 30 minutes down the road, and I took a place that had never won in 30 years and turned it into a powerhouse. It has now won 6 of the last 8 state championships in Tennessee and has been the #1 team in the country 2 of those years. And so now it's got high expectation. 31 years old, I decided I was tired and bored of doing that, and I was working 80 hours a week. And I walked away and retired at 31 to do what I do today, which is coach companies. Okay? And so when I first started my business, I got a lot of bad sales advice. What do you think that bad sales advice looked like? Because you've got some of that advice too when it comes to growing your book of business. What does it look like? Give me some of the advice you get when it comes to selling. This is the audience participation part.
100 no's for one.
There we go. We got to get 100 no's, right? You got to call 100 people a week. Who are we going to call? Don't matter. Just call somebody, right? They don't talk about any, right? Here's what else. Hand out business cards to everybody. Everybody you see, hand out a business card. And then if you're in a local community, you got to join the chamber. Oh, everybody's got to join the chamber, right? This is all the business advice I heard. Well, here's what I figured out. I went to the chamber, and nobody at the chamber had any money to pay for me. The chamber is really about going and seeing how much wine we could drink in a 2-hour period versus actually getting some business. Y'all been to chamber events like that? So it really wasn't a true networking event. It was basically an event of low-level people who couldn't make decisions, who didn't have any buying power, getting together to blow off some steam every day, and that's not where I want to be, right? I don't want to call 100 people a week. So about 2 or 3 years into my business, I said, I'm tired of being a seller. I think the buyer always has an advantage over the seller in most transactions. The people you are selling to are the buyers. They are making a decision if they want to purchase your services, and they have the resources and the money. So you are always trying to convince them to purchase what you got. Does that make sense? So they are in a better leverage position many times than you are. And I said, how do I flip that? How do I become the buyer versus the seller? And the only way to do that is to become so valuable and create something so unique that our phone is ringing, our schedule is booked, and there is so much incoming demand for our services that I actually get to pick and choose who I work with and who I don't. Everybody follow me here. I'm no longer selling, I'm now doing the buying. Okay? And that, in essence, is the concept of person of interest, is that you have become a person of interest in your space. When it comes to what you do, they don't think of anybody but you. People are calling you saying, hey, how do we do this? I'm interested in what you're doing. How do we get somebody enrolled? How do we get started? So it's not this outbound sales calling all the time of chasing, which is exhausting, right? Anything that feels chased does what? It runs. Chasing anything sucks. Would you agree? So what if you have people chasing you? And so over the next 40 minutes, that's what I'm going to teach you. But this is a major shift in your thinking, because I was chasing when I first started my business. I was trying to convince people. I was trying to sell people. And listen, the hardest ones to sell are always the first ones that want to get out. The people you got to beg to get in are always the first ones that want to get out. So how do you flip the script, guys? You become a person of interest. So what is a person of interest? So here's my principles about selling. When it comes to selling, here's what I want you to know. Money always follows these 4 things. Money always follows attention. Nobody can sell anything until they can get people's attention. And in today's world, I get people's attention in a lot of ways. Events, social media, database, partnerships, right? I do as many things as I can to get attention. Let me tell you why. Because I don't care how good you are, how many people are not from Tennessee in here? I know we got Indiana, we got different people, right? We got different states here. How could you buy my book, Person of Interest, if you don't know who I am? How could you hire me to be your coach if you don't know who I am? Does that make sense? It don't matter how good I am, don't matter how many people I've helped, don't matter how many books I've written, don't matter how many are bestsellers. If you don't know who I am and I can't get your attention, I can't sell you one thing. So when I'm looking at a person's business and I'm looking at their sales, I'm like, here's the first problem. You can't get enough attention. If you can't get attention, you can't get the meetings. If you can't get the meetings, you can't articulate your services. If you can't articulate your services, you can't sell them anything. Okay? So how do you get more attention, right? People never talk about common things. If you want to cheapen anything, just make it common. The way you get more attention is you do interesting things. You hang around interesting people. You do it, right? You become an interesting person. The opposite of interesting is boring. Ask me how many meetings I take with boring people during the day. I'm like, why would I take a meeting with that person? It's boring. They got nothing to offer. They're selling the same thing everybody else is selling. Why would I spend my time and my energy and my resources to meet with them? They don't bring anything interesting to the party. They don't have any bait. They don't have anything unique. They don't have anything differentiated. They're just selling the same old thing I could go down the road and get somewhere else. Okay? Money also follows energy. It also follows energy. Okay? Energy cannot be created. It can only be transferred. So salespeople that have low energy don't sell much, do they? Now, you may be saying, well, I'm shy and I'm introverted and I don't want to talk to anybody. Then why did you get into sales? Right? Here's the deal. What if I told you there's times I'm introverted? Could I be both introverted and extroverted? There's times I don't want to talk to people. Introversion is just a push in. Extroversion is a push out. So in certain environments, I'm extroverted, and in certain environments, I'm introverted. So you don't have to have as big a personality as me. You don't have to be out there and have your own TV shows. What you got to do is just be an expert, right? But you do have to articulate your value. And that's going to come from you actually pushing something out. Circulation and calculated activity, okay? So how many people in the room are hitting their sales goals that they would like to hit? Anybody? Don't be shy, girl. Be proud. Come on. Be a zebra. She's like, hey, me. Listen, you ain't going to make them feel bad. How many people would like to get more leads? How many people feel like they have more in the tank than what they're currently showing? Yeah. So here's my point. When I look at your sales, if I was coaching you personally, I'd say this. You don't have enough of this right here. You don't have enough activity. You're not, right? You're not pushing out enough energy. You don't have enough circulation. And you're not getting enough attention. Right? And until we get these things fixed, you're not going to get enough leads. Most people I ask, are you hitting your sales goals? The answer is no. Right? And I say, how many leads are you getting a week? And they say, well, I'm getting this many. And I'm saying, okay, how many strategies are you using to get your phone to ring with the qualified person on the other end? Does that make sense? And they may say, well, I'm only using 3. That wasn't tell me right there. You're not using enough strategy to get enough phone calls to have enough leads to close enough deals. You follow me? So your activity level is nowhere where it needs to be to actually get there, okay? So what is a person of interest? A person of interest is an expert other people want a relationship with. A person of interest is an expert that other people want a relationship with. It is a person that uses their unique skills to solve a problem for other people. Now, let's redefine selling just a little bit. Number one, you are not selling anything. You are actually giving them something. I want you to start using those terms. When you come with us, let me show you all the things we're giving you. So I tell people when I'm selling my big coaching program, when you sign up and commit to Monster Producer, let me show you everything I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 3 live sessions a month. I'm going to give you 2 accountability sessions a week. I'm going to give you a strategy to your inbox every Wednesday. I'm going to give you access to 200 other like-minded people just like you. And I'm going to give all that to you for $399 a month. I can't even believe I'm giving that much away. Does that make sense? I didn't sell it to them. I'm doing what? And I'm not selling them a product or service. I'm giving them an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity to live in a house with other like-minded people. I'm giving you an opportunity to have the flexibility. I'm giving you an opportunity to never have to mow your yard again. I'm giving you the opportunity somebody to be there with you. Look at all these opportunities I'm giving you when you come with us. You're not selling it. You're doing what? Giving it. And we're not selling a product or service. We're selling them what? And people are buying opportunity. Right? I came down here today for the opportunity to get in front of you. Somehow we figured this out. Brandon didn't even pay me any money. I ain't figured that part out yet. That's on Takesha. That ain't on me. I'm like, what? What you got me doing? But for Brandon, this opportunity to get in front of you. You know why? I got a message that I want to share with the world. And I can't share that message unless I get the opportunity to get in front of people to share it. Does that make sense? So I don't look at it as, well, this or this. I got paid for this. I didn't. I look at it as I got a song to sing and I got people to sing it too. I need the opportunity to get out there and sing it. You follow me here? If you will just change those things, you will sell a whole lot more. You're not selling it. You're giving it to them. And if you will show them how much they're getting and what it would really cost versus what you're charging them, right? I may show you, look, if you bought this straight up, it's $19,000. I'm giving it to you for less than $5,000. Doesn't it sound good? Can't even believe I'm giving all that to you. So that's a big one. That's a big one to understand. So when you think about being a person of interest, here's what you're basically saying. You're flipping the script because you got something valuable to give and you're giving it away to a lot of people, right? And you're not selling a product or service, you're selling an opportunity. So in essence, you're creating so much value that you are now in demand. Anybody watch the new movie The Founder about Ray Kroc, about how he took McDonald's and made it big? It's a really good movie, really good business movie to watch. Now, when you watch it, you're not going to like Ray Kroc very much. He's going to come across as a real bad dude. But let me tell you what he said that I'll never forget, because I just watched it again the other night. He said, increase the demand and the supply will follow. Now, that's the opposite of how most people think. They think demand, supply. What if you increase the demand and watch the supply follow? Increase the opportunity and people come to the opportunity. Does that make sense? See, sometimes I take my coaching on the road and we go to Knoxville and Chattanooga and Murfreesboro and Cool Springs and Nashville and wherever else. And if we open up a new market, people will come. We increase the demand and supply follows me. You understand what I'm saying? Versus the other way around. And so for you, when you have the demand, why do you have demand? Because you're a person of interest. Because you got something other people want. And when other people want it, what are they willing to trade to get it? Okay? Now you're in demand. Now you're the buyer versus the seller. Does that make sense to everybody? But if you're having a hard time getting meetings, if you're having a hard time getting callbacks, if you're having a hard time getting people to convince them to take action, then that's a clear indicator that you are not yet a person of interest. Right? You are not yet a person of interest. How many people believe status sells? The higher your status, the more power you've got. Does that make sense? Whether you like, I almost said Coach Donald Trump. Whether you like President Trump or not, if he walked in the room right now, he's got more status than I do. So it would divert attention off me to him. Status always wins. Status wins when you're negotiating. Status wins when you're selling. If I got something you want, who's got leverage? I do. If I can show you that I got something real good and it's exclusive and it's scarce. Those are two things that sell anything. It's exclusive and it's scarce. Okay, I've only got 12 spots in this house. I've only got 12, right? If you got to sleep on it another night, you're probably not going to be able to sleep in it with us. You understand what I'm saying? So these are phrases that you can use as you're selling. Hey, I've only got X number of spots. We're almost full. If you don't take action today, we could lose some momentum here. Because people are always more motivated by what they'll lose than what they'll gain. The brain focuses on the negative 3 times more than it does the positive. So when I'm selling something, I may say, look, I only got 2 spots available. If you don't take action today, you're not going to get in. And then you cost yourself opportunity. How would you feel if I called you tomorrow and told you somebody else took your spot? Because I'm giving you an unbelievable opportunity here. Everybody see that? Okay, so when you start saying it like this, people are like, well, I better take action today versus wait, because I'm going to lose my opportunity here. Okay? Now, so I want you to think for a second about people of interest being famous. Now, we live in Nashville, so we got some people that are not from Nashville, and you come to Nashville, and if you weren't coming for this reason, what would you think of when you think of Nashville? You think of Taylor Swift. There you go. Funny story about Taylor Swift. I saw her sing when she was 16 years old over here at the stadium. And I told my wife, she was 16 years old, she sings this one little song, and I tell my wife, I said, that girl ain't going to make it. That girl ain't going to make it. Good, cute little girl, but she ain't going to make it, right? I guess she proved me wrong, okay? Now, shake it off, girl. Keep on moving. So here's the song. So I want you to think about this. How do I become famous in my space? See, when you're famous, more people know you than you know them. Right? Every now and then I go to Virago over here. Virago's a nice restaurant here in Nashville. Every time I go, Nicole Kidman's in there. She got the same booth. She's sitting there with the same girlfriends. And she's famous. Right? So I watch people walk up to her and want to talk to her. She's a big, tall, beautiful woman. And Keith Urban's like my size. He's like this big. And he's a good-looking dude too. Right? But when they're there together, everybody wants to do what? Look at them, talk to them, and I watch them. They go to the bathroom, and people walk up to them, and they're like, hey, hey. Then they're asking about their kids. They're like, how's your kids? Because they feel like they know them. Because when you're famous, more people know you than you know them. Everybody with me here? Well, could it be true that you could become famous in your space? You don't have to become famous like Keith Urban or Nicole Kidman, but you can become famous because when you really break down the word famous, what it really means is known, recognized, celebrated, renowned. So you could become the #1 person in the world that does what you do. Okay? And what happens is, does that help your ability to sell or hurt? Because what does all the referrals say? What are they saying? Referability is when great people tell other great people how great you are. So when you become known, people are referring you. Now, here's what I know about referrals. Like gravitates toward like. Association breeds assimilation. What I mean by that, when you understand that concept, you understand where your referrals come from. Okay? If you're a high energy person and I'm a high energy person and we hang around each other because like gravitates toward like, if I like something, I'm going to refer it to her. Everybody with me? This is how referability happens. So here's a strategy I use when I'm answering a question from any customer. Do you guys, or client, do you guys field questions throughout the day from people who are interested in your services that have purchased your services? Yes or no? Okay? Do you charge anything for that? You don't charge anything currently for that, do you? But you're about to, because now you've been coached. So let's say you called my office and said, Donna says, I'd like to talk to Coach Burt about this person of interest concept. Can I get 15 minutes of his time? And if we tell you yes, there is an exchange that's happening. You got a question, and I got knowledge, skill, desire, confidence, 25 years of coaching people, and I'm going to give that to you, but Donna, I'm not giving it to you for free, girl. I like you, but I don't like you that much. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say at the end of our conversation, after I've exchanged my value for your question, I'm going to say, Donna, was this valuable for you? And she's most likely going to say, yes, Coach Burt, it was. Thank you for what? Thank you for your time. I'm going to say, if it was valuable for you, Donna, I know it can be valuable for somebody else just like you. Who else do we need to be helping? And you know how many referrals I get like that? I take my current clients, which are about 350, and every time I answer a question for them, I say, was this valuable for you? And they say, yes, thank you for your time, Coach. We didn't charge them for it. That's part of the deal. But then I say, there's only one thing I need from you. If it's valuable for you, I guarantee it'll be valuable for somebody else like you, because I believe like gravitates toward like. And if I love working with you, I know I'm going to love working with your buddies. And they'll say, oh yeah, there's 3 people you need to call. Can you make those introductions for me? Right? Because if I've created value for you, why would you have a problem recommending me? Right or wrong? So I want you to think about this. I want you to think right now how many current clients that you have.
Me personally,
How many do you have?
probably hundreds.
How many?
Probably hundreds.
Hundreds, okay. So let me give you a stat. Every transaction you do should be worth 5.7 referrals. Take her a couple hundred. I was with the bank last week in Kansas City. Largest bank in Missouri. They had a customer base of 250,000 customers. And they could not get their financial advisors to call on those people. You know what I said? Give me that list. Because I will call that list. See, I've got 350 customers. They are paying between $49 a month and $15,000 a month. Why in the world will we not go to those 350 people who have already bought our services and say, hey, if we're delivering the goods for you, can you introduce us to more people? And if I can get 5 referrals out of every deal, do I ever need to call on anybody new? Yes or no?
No.
Less than 10% of people remember the salesperson's name after the transaction. Less than 10. That's how unimpactful. Is that a word? I've made it up. It's a good word. That's how unimpactful it is. Less than 10%. 67% of people use the very first person that contacts them. In your line of work, I guarantee you, you're the first person that contacts them and explains this model. They may go, this sounds great. I've been looking for this, right? That's almost 7 out of 10 people use the first one. But Donna can't get that referral out of me unless she builds a better relationship with me. She builds a better relationship with me, and I call in and say, Donna, I got a couple questions for you. I need some help on this. When we get done, and she's answering my questions, what's she going to say? Practice it.
What, like, thank you?
Yeah. Coach Burt,
Coach Burt,
was this valuable for you?
was this valuable?
Absolutely, Donna. Then you're going to say what?
Do you think there's anyone else that
It could be valuable for.
could be valuable for?
Does that make sense? Who else do we need to be helping, Donna? Because what do we believe? Like gravitates toward like. If you got happy, satisfied customers, there is no reason in the world you should be getting at least 3 referrals out of them. And if you're not, that's on you, because you ain't asking. Right or wrong? Okay? So remember the stats. 5.7 referrals from every transaction. Less than 10% of people remember their salesperson's name after the deal's over. There ain't no referrals happening if they don't remember your name. Okay? It's got to be impactful. So a person of interest becomes known or, okay? So think about this special. And I'm so glad that Brandon, I did not know Brandon was doing the Zebra Challenge this morning. But when you think about what makes you unique and special, here's the problem. When you study the brain has 3 parts to it. Front part, which is the croc brain, crocodile, okay? Scared of everything. Threatened by everything, which is a good thing because it keeps us safe. Then there's the midbrain, and then there's the neocortex. The neocortex is where people make big decisions. People make big decisions when they're relaxed. This is why people make big decisions on the weekends. Everybody follow me? The number one time, many times, that we get coaching requests is on Saturday night. Person's sitting around looking at their life sucks, and they're sitting there going, my life sucks. I am so much better than this. I've been following this little pit bull, this little bald-headed pit bull on Facebook. I've been listening to his podcast. I'm interested. Now, when you understand the brain, you understand that's the reason they make decisions on the weekend, because their brain is relaxed. Through the week, their brain is busy. And what it's doing is basically, that's why you call on people and they're like, I'm busy, call me back. Well, we used to let people, they call in on Saturday night or email in. We wait till Monday to call them back. Huge mistake. Because people make big decisions on the weekends. So now a person emails in on Saturday night at 10 o'clock. I say, hey, would you like to talk about this right now? Would you like to schedule time tomorrow on Sunday afternoon when they're relaxed? If we wait till Monday morning, it's over. Because when you understand the brain, the neocortex is what makes decisions, and it needs to be relaxed before it makes decisions. Okay? So when you're thinking about this, what makes you unique and special, I want you to think about this. There's only 3 places you're special. One is you have a differentiated product. And you may tell me our product is different than other people's products. Okay? Most people do not win there though, do they? Most people have the same product as other people. So one thing you could say is we have a different product. Second is delivery of that product. That means we basically got the same thing that they do. We just deliver it and service it in a whole lot better way. Everybody with me here? Now we have different food chains here in Tennessee. So I would ask you this question. Why would I shop at Publix if I can get the same thing at Kroger that's cheaper? Why would I go to Kroger if I could get it at Walmart? Why would I go to Walmart if I could get it at Aldi? Why would I go to Aldi if I get it at Dollar General? I want you to really think about this. Because if the only extra thing I get at Publix is somebody being friendly and nice to me, they got the same product that's marked up $1 or $2 more, some people will say it's worth it to go to a clean store and have friendly people. Everybody with me? Some people go, look, I don't care that much. I can go to Kroger and get $1 cheaper. Some people say, look, I'll just go to Walmart and deal with all the crazies, okay? And you want some real entertainment, go to Walmart on a Saturday night, okay? So some people go, I don't care. I can get past this for an hour and buy it cheap at Walmart, right? Some people go, look, we can just get it at the Dollar General. It don't even matter. Right? You're like, hey, that's me, okay? So now, here's my point. Here's the problem. What if you are the Publix in this deal? What if you're actually more expensive? If you're more expensive, you got to offer something better. If you don't offer something better, you can't sit there and tell me, well, we're the best. We're the most expensive, but we're offering the same thing they offer. You got to be able to say the reason you're coming to us is because we got this. How much? What are we giving you? We're giving you this. We're giving you this. We're giving you this. We're giving you this, and we're giving you this. Look at all this opportunity we're giving you when you come to us, and that's why it's this expensive. So when a person says, "Man, it's very expensive," okay, I'm going to give you 3 things I want you to remember when you get objection. Anytime you get objection, the first thing I want you to do is acknowledge it. Acknowledge that objection. How many of y'all get that objection? It's expensive. Man, this is awfully expensive. First thing out of your mouth, go, it is. You're exactly right. It is expensive. Let me tell you why. When you get adversarial with me, the worst thing you can do when you're negotiating is get adversarial with the person you're negotiating with. Okay, if you really want to see something good, maybe we can send this to them, Brandon. I just interviewed last week the #1 FBI negotiator, the lead hostage negotiator for the FBI for the last 7 years. So he has negotiated every international hostage situation, the major ones, for the last 7 years. That's a stressful position? Yes. These are life and death scenarios. These are not negotiating over this or this. These are life and death scenarios. And so what he said is when you meet objection and you're negotiating, okay, you never want to build an adversarial position, number one, with the person you're negotiating with. So you never want to go, yeah, but why would you not want to do this? Why makes you have to defend it? Now you're defensive. So what I do when I hear objection is I agree first, I acknowledge it. I understand. It is expensive. Number two, I isolate that objection. And I use this word, it seems like, because it seems like gets people talking. It seems like you really want to do this, but you're hesitant about the price. Then I let them talk. Yeah, it seems like, it is a lot of money, blah, 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 right? And then I attack it. So you're telling me that if you could get your mind around this investment level, right? So let me remind you all the things we're giving you for that price point. Let me show you all the things we're giving you here, right? Okay? So I acknowledge, I isolate, and I attack it. Because there is an objection. And the objection is, seems like you would do this if it wasn't for the price. Is that right? Yes. And they say, yes, it is. Okay, let's unpack that. Let me go back and show you all the things we're going to give you for that price. Does that make sense? Now, if you're looking at some of our competitors, let me show you 3 ways we do it different than everybody else. This is the zebra, right? So I know you're looking at this and this. Let me show you some cost comparison between this, what we're giving you, and what other people would give you. Okay? So if I was selling my coaching program, I would say it like this. Seems like you're hesitant about this $399 price point, right? Well, did you know the coaching people we compete against give you 1 phone call a week for $500 a month? We're giving you 3 live sessions, 2 weekly accountabilities, 1 strategy to your inbox, access to a group of like-minded people. We're giving it to you online or in person. Look at the value we're creating for you, right? And I may say you're focused on the wrong number. You're focused on that number, but what we really need to be focused on is this. And once I find out what you want, I don't sell return on investment. I sell return on objective, which means you told me what I'm hearing you say is this. It seems like what you really want is a great place around other like-minded people, and we're bringing that to you, right? So get out of the return on investment, dollar in, dollar back. Get into what is your objective? Well, my objective is to live at a place with other like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? I want community. I want this. If we could bring that to you, what would stop you from taking action? Right? Out of everything I said, what piqued your interest the most? Well, I really like this. And if you want to get them talking, just say, it seems like you love that part. Let's talk about that part, right? This is very important. When you hear objection, big-time salespeople just come right back at people. Too expensive, right? I always say you can dine on 99-cent hamburgers or filet mignon, but you always get what you pay for, right? Okay, I may say you're focused on the wrong number here. What does it matter what it costs if I bring you everything that you asked for? Does that make sense? Like I say, what does it matter what they pay Nick Saban if they made $47 million of profit at Alabama? What does it matter? That they pay him $32 million over 8 years. They made $47 million of profit last year. What does it matter what they pay him? It don't matter, does it? Does that make sense? So I say to people, what does it matter what you're paying for it if it brings you exactly what you've been looking for? Okay? So just, these are all phrases you need to be using, okay? Now, so I noticed my special, which make me a person of interest, is I got a product that's special, which very few people do, by the way. I got a delivery of the product is special, or you are special. So how you phrase it, how you talk, how you interact, what you say. It's like, boy, I really like you. Okay, and this sounds really, really, really good. Okay, so this is very important. This is what makes you a person of interest, okay? Now, let's look at the ingredients of a person of interest. And I'm going to have you talk on this one to each other. When I study people of interest to write this book, here's what I said. I'm not a good cook, but I do know this. If I miss an ingredient when I'm cooking something, could it mess up the whole deal? Yes or no? Yes. Just one ingredient. Well, when I'm looking at people of interest, I'm like, they have ingredients. If I could just figure out what ingredients they have and like teach other people those ingredients, right? Then we're going to be in good shape. So these are characteristics or ingredients of people of interest. Okay? These are ingredients of people of interest. Number one, I want you to write these out because I want to ask you what you think you're missing. What's your missing structure? Number one, don't put knowledge, put specialized knowledge. Not knowledge, but specialized knowledge. Do Heart surgeons make more money than general practitioners. Why? I want you to start thinking of yourself as a specialist. You're not a generalist. You have a very special skill set. And I am willing to trade money for that skill set. Because you got something I want. That's why you're a person of interest. Okay? Your skill set may be in negotiating. Your skill set may be in articulating value. Your skill set may be in overcoming objections. Your skill set may be you can connect to anybody, anywhere, anytime. Your skill set may be you can make people feel comfortable. Your skill set may be that you can get people to like you. You with me? But you got a specialized skill set. Number 2, I want you to put, when it comes to skill, I want you to, no, we got specialized knowledge. I want you to put, let's put impeccable skills. You just don't have a skill set. You got impeccable skill set. Number 3, desire and effort go together. A lot of salespeople don't reach their goals because they don't, and effort is the ability to do the inconvenient. Will you do what it takes to win? Yes or no? Number 4, confidence. What if I told you confidence follows these 3? Confidence is always the caboose to knowledge, skill, and desire. Do you believe that? I want you to put contagious confidence. You're not just selling confidence, you're selling contagious confidence. You're selling an outcome. You're selling an opportunity. So think of confidence like this. I've had revelation. Revelation is I've had a big aha moment about something. Because of that revelation, I've got conviction. Because of that conviction, I'm taking action. Right? And if you don't have that conviction, do you think I can pick up on that? Yes or no? Yeah. So you're trying to sell me that my mama that had me when she was 16 years old, that I watched go through thick and thin and scratch and claw for everything we've ever had, you're telling me that this is the best opportunity for her and you ain't got any conviction about it? That's my mama. Remember what I'm talking about? What's the name of the one place? Mom's place? Place for Mom. Yeah. Hey, I ain't turning my mama loose to just anybody. Right or wrong? Because me and my mama are like this. Okay? So you got to remember that. So if you don't have conviction as it relates to this, there ain't no way in the world I'm putting my mom there. I need conviction from you that when I turn her loose with you, she's going to be in great hands. Okay? 3 reasons people die at the end of their life outside of natural disaster. Anybody know what they are? You're going to get all your money's worth right here. And remember, my mom's been a long-term health care administrator for many years. She said to me one day, there's 3 reasons people die at our nursing home. You know what they said? Number 1, they run out of love. Got nobody coming to see them. Right? Except the staff. Number 2, they run out of money. When they run out of money, they run out of good care. And number 3, they run out of purpose. You follow me? If you study energy, a person is either in a dynamic state, a static state, or an entropic state. Right? I am dynamic and alive, I am static and stuck, or I'm entropic, which is disintegration. It's all predicated by energy. Right? My grandfather worked his whole life, he was dynamic. Then he retired, worked his hands, loved what he did. Then he retired, and guess what my mom told me? It's almost like the day after he retired, every bit of his health went downhill. His mind went downhill, his body went downhill. He skipped the static stage and went straight to entropic. We were spending $10,000 a month at the end of his life for him to have one-on-one care. Right? And they come to me, and they're like, hey, what are we going to do? It's going to cost $10,000. I'm like, if it costs $10,000, I'll pay it. That's what I got to do to give him some comfort. I was the only one in the family who could afford it. You understand what I'm saying? So when I said, if that's what he needs, that's what he needs. You follow me here? But what was sad is he jumped from dynamic, like I saw him and he was dynamic because he was getting up and going to work every day and engaged, and then the next thing you know, he's entropic. It's like that. So don't buy the myth that, hey, we work our whole lives to retire, right? To play golf every afternoon. That's a big lie in this country. You need to retire to contribution. You need to retire to meaning. You need to retire to purpose. You need to retire to keep going. I was with a doctor yesterday and 72 years old in Houston, Texas. Man, the guy's got more energy than most 30-year-olds. You know why? He wants to help 3 million people while he's on planet Earth. He's got a big, huge goal to wake up for, okay? That one was free, okay? All right. So what about this one, likability? How does this affect you? You got high likability. You know, you smile, you greet me when I come in, you talk to me, Okay? Nobody else talk to me, just up you. I'm just kidding, everybody. But my point is, you got a high likability. Does that help her sell? Yes or no?
Yes.
Brandon's got a high likability. Now, is this important to selling? Give me a definition of likability.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well,
What is likability? Yeah. Is it energy? Yes or no? Is it open and inviting? Yes or no? Is it, I'm open to anything, closed off to nothing? Get your head up, talk to people, say hi. That's likability. It's hard to tell a salesperson, look, the reason you're not selling because nobody likes you. And nobody likes you because you're rude and you cut people off and you're short and you don't say hi to people and you don't smile, right? I got to tell some people that. I do. I mean, it's sad to tell them, like, look, you got knowledge, you got skill, you got desire, you got confidence. What you don't have is a likability factor. And if you want more people to like you, you're going to have to loosen up a little bit and have a little fun. Should selling be that stressful, yes or no? Life is stressful enough. This shouldn't be that stressful, okay? All right, so the next one is connectivity, and connectivity is good for all time zones. Good for all time zones. You can talk to a person who's wearing a $5,000 suit, or you can talk to a person that's wearing a farmer's outfit. Everybody make sense? That's connectivity. And the last one is deep networks. Why is that critical? Why do you need networks when you're selling? That's how things get done. Speed, energy. I can pick up the phone and call people, okay? So as I end this presentation, I just want you to tell the person beside you, based on these, what do you think your biggest missing structure is? Okay? And if anybody says likable, see me on the break. I'll help you out, okay? What do you think your biggest missing structure is today? Tell the person beside you, because all progress starts by telling the truth. Take off.
Did you go over free prize?
Oh, I did not.
Okay.
Free prize is something I get outside of the transaction I didn't expect. Free prize is like, I get this, and this, and this, and this. Oh yeah, and on top of that, I even get this. So free prize is like an extra bonus. It's like something I didn't expect, but man, we got a great free prize. When you do business with us, there's something you get that nobody's giving away except us. Okay? All right? Everybody got their missing structure? If you're gonna, we all have missing structures, by the way. If you're going to be a person of interest, you got to go to work on these things. Everybody with me? And you become the buyer versus the seller. Okay? Now, each one of you have a copy of this book, but we're going to give a book away. We're going to give away a book. We got everybody's email. Let me tell you what's going to happen as a result of this. I don't believe this is the only time we should ever interact with each other. Has it been valuable for you? Yes or no?
yes.
If it's valuable for you, Donna, come on, Donna. Come on, Donna. Could it be valuable for somebody else? Listen, I want to go back with you to Indiana. I love Indiana. I want to go back with you to Kentucky, and I want to go back. Listen, I don't want this to be the end of our relationship. And it's a big mistake I made for many years. I come in and speak, see everybody, they say nice things, I move on. So what I do after this is I'll send you a weekly strategy in your inbox, completely free to you. It's got my podcast in there. Podcast is called Super Coach. It's got a video in there. It's got a little positive hit from me that you'll get that on Wednesdays, okay? And we're going to give away a book or two just as a way to say thank you. And I think Brandon's purchased these books. Takesha, you didn't give these books away, did you?
No, I did.
All right, good. Okay, so we're going to do that for you. And listen, I hope this is not the end. There's all kinds of things we can do for you in the future, guys. I coach people every day. That's all I'm doing every day is coaching companies and coaching salespeople. Do you believe people who have a coach earn 3 and 4 times the amount of money than those that don't do? I can show you statistical data that people that have coaches, salespeople that have coaches, earn 3 and 4 times the amount of money than ones that don't.
Coach, I feel like we should give away one more thing.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, $1 million follow-up.
Oh, good.
Online.
That's good. Are we going to get to everybody?
Give it to everybody.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. In a few weeks, what date is it, the 15th? The 15th, I'm teaching a concept called $1 Million Follow-Up. And it's from a little book I wrote called $1 Million Follow-Up. This one? How many of y'all think you get better at follow-up? Right? So everybody better say yes on that one. Don't make me come look at your business, because I'm telling you what, you do have to get better at your follow-up. So the 15th, I'm teaching $1 Million Follow-Up, but I teach it live, and we're going to simulcast it, which means you can be wherever you are in the world. You can watch it, and what we'll do is send you the replay of that too, because I teach a 7-touch follow-up. 7 great touches, because statistics tell me 7 to 15, 80% of the time to convert a prospect to a buyer. And if you're only going 4, you ain't in the ball game. Everybody with me? So we're going to give that to you. Man, we're giving it to you. We're giving it to you. We're giving it to you, okay? All right, let's give away something.
If you're interested, my email address is Takisha, TAKISHA, @CoachBurt.com, and I will sign you up and send you over what you need to get in.
Yeah. And we're giving it to you free. We're charging other people, but we're giving it to you, okay? So if you want to get in on that, and I think you do, it's a freebie. Take advantage of it. You got the books, and we're going to give away 1 or 2 books. Maybe give away swag. What do you think? Give away swag, and maybe this ain't, maybe, you want me to give away zebras and cheetahs?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give away one. That's one of the most expensive ones, girl. Come on. What you thinking, man? Those are big books. I'll give away 1 copy of zebras and cheetahs. 1 swag and 1 zebras and cheetahs.
I think we have one up there. There's one right there.
Yeah, there's one right here. We selling 1 and giving 1 away, okay? All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we're giving away swag. This is on confidence. I wrote this book. It's a book about confidence, how to always never to ever lose your swag, and how to get it back if you lose it, okay?
Okay.
Let me see who needs some swag. You know this is manifesting. Amber needs some swag. Where you at?
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, one more.
You'll never lose your confidence again, Amber, when you read that book. Trust me. Trust me, girl. Money follows confidence. Who we got? Zebra Cheetah. This is a big book right here. This is a big buy. Mimi. Come on, Mimi. There you go.
I'll let you read it.
Thank you. And I'm going to tell you something. She's been smiling the whole presentation. Good things follow people that smile and are positive and upbeat. She's taking notes. She's interested. Okay? And so thank you for that. Okay? All right, guys. God bless you. We're going to get your information. Thank you very much. Okay?